and then the hypothalamus, and then going down, then you get into the cerebral aqueduct, this thing here, and then you get down to the fourth ventricle where it kind of opens up again down in this area. I mean, you know, this will be a lot of what I use for the ventricle model, but I definitely like the idea that on one of them I can say, what's this open space?
On this one, right? On this one?
Yeah, what's that open space, right?
Lateral ventricle.
Well, this is the lateral ventricle, the big one, right? The big one, just underneath the corpus callosum.
So it's not visible in this model? It's visible.
No, here they've made this. So here I could say, what's this membrane? What's that membrane? And that's that septum pellucidum.
Septum pellucidum.
And I said, where else is there a septum in your body? You have the nasal septum in your nose.
But the fourth ventricle is not visible.
Well, this is the fourth ventricle.
I mean, what were you saying?
I have a question.
So the lateral ventricle is inside there, right?
Yes.
Okay, but this thing is a membrane right here called the septum pellucidum. That's kind of the division between the two lateral ventricles.
Is there going to be a brain that has the lobes? The different colors?
Right there. Yeah, that's the lobes.
Oh.
No, here I'm just going to say this. What is this lobe? What's this lobe? What's that lobe? And then what's that lobe?
And that's the
insulated lobe.
Insulated lobe. That's what it is.
And so what's it called?
what is
Just say the first part of what I just said.
Insula.
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 It's the insula lobe.
Oh, that's the insula. You better know it. That's where your gustatory sense is, and
Can I see the sheep?
vestibular sense. So there's 5 lobes to the brain, right? 4 of which are called by the bone, skull bone. Right, occipital, parietal, temporal, frontal, and then there's this one,
The
Insula.
insula,
Insula. Lobe.
right? Which is cortex, right?
This.
On
Yes.
the slides, so you'll be using the PowerPoint slides
For
for the
the nerve model.
nerve model?
I mean, the model is that, yeah.
You're gonna use the
said-
PowerPoint?
I'm going to put probably
You said
one up that
slides.
has like a nerve side. I told you to cross that out.
Really?
I show you a neuron and little dots that are glia. Come on. That doesn't tell you anything as far as I'm concerned.
What
Maybe
about
I'll probably do a
this one?
PowerPoint that might be like the nerve.
I'm stressed out.
Yeah, this is fast.
It's really not that
I
bad.
haven't even looked at it yet.
It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
If you look at the book, I looked at it last night. What's the
So many models. Have you gone to college Montgomery yet?
No. Okay. You wanna go today?
Good luck. These are the good brands. They got the real old.
Yeah. Girasol.
Okay, so for instance, that's a picture of nerve, and you should be able to sort of pick out what it,
the structure.
the endoneurium,
This is what the slides that you're gonna use
that
similar?
might, well, something like that.
This one looks
Similar.
better than that one.
Yes, I know, but that's a picture of a real one, right? And we're supposed to be interested in real ones, not fake ones. I
We
mean,
like
why-
fake though.
Yeah, great.
They look
No
cuter.
fake.
They're cuter.
So what exactly do you want to specifically?
What would be an axon? What would be the endoneurium? See what you can find out in those, and some of it you might not be able to find. Yeah, whatever it says on that nerve slide, right?
And the model, the model,
Is
This
that's the one that we're
This is
gonna
the
need.
only- yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
only one we have.
is the only one.
Can you kind of go over this model?
Okay.
Yes.
You can have your telephone. Oh, can you hold
Okay.
that for me? I'll be right there.
So this is a neuron. This is the cell body, which is also called the soma. So it has the nucleus and the mitochondria and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Also in it, you can see all these little lines. Those are neurofilaments, microfilaments and stuff, which in most cells make up sort of the cytoskeleton, but in neurons also make sort of railroad tracks to send proteins and things up and down the axon. All right. Coming out from the cell body, we have the dendrites, extensions, right, which are specialized for making synapses. Just looking at this neuron itself, we also then have the axon that's going to come off it, which is going to conduct the action potential. The first part of the axon, where it's still bigger here, is called the axon hillock. This will be the first place that there are large numbers of those voltage-gated sodium channels to make the action potential. So this is often also called the trigger zone. Right? Okay. And then the axon goes on down, and then we'll synapse with another neuron and stuff. We can see the axon traveling here. You can see those little lines in there. Those are the neurofilaments. And then we have one of the two supporting cells of the nervous system here. In this one particular, we'll say this is a peripheral neuron, a motor neuron. So this would be a Schwann cell. Right? And it wraps tightly around the axon and makes a myelin sheath, right? So it's an insulating sheath.
So it would be the orange.
And then,
myelin sheath's the orange, right?
actually, it's more the green.
The
So
the
at the
line.
very inner parts where this is wrapped really tightly, so that's cytoplasm, right? That's actually gotten pretty much all squished out here, and all you have left is the myelin of the membranes here, which is an insulator. Okay, here. Now this is showing you that this cell still has its nucleus and has all its apparatus. All right. Then going back here, these are the axon terminals from coming from other neurons that end up in either synaptic end bulbs, or because they're going to form a synapse here, I can also call them the presynaptic terminal. Right? Presynaptic terminal or synaptic end bulb. Same thing, it's just a matter of your point of view. And where they connect, except they don't actually touch, but the little space between them, that's the synapse, right? Between the presynaptic terminal, presynaptic neuron, and in this case, this would be the postsynaptic neuron, all right? I think that's the main part.
Node of Ranvier, you missed it.
Which one? Oh, the node of Ranvier is this
in
little,
between the-
yeah, where the two, either oligodendrocytes or Schwann cells don't quite touch.
End of exon bulb?
That's and that should say axon end bulb, it's not genetics. So that's this thing, is the axon end bulb, or the presynaptic terminal. They're the same thing, right? It's just your point of view.
Neurofilaments, did you say that?
Neurofilaments are all the little lines here,
You mean
little
this
orange or red
Neurofil-
lines. Inside here, just those thin little lines.
Is there
Okay.
a number on it? 15?
Yeah, kind of 15, yeah. 15 here,
Or
it's
10.
probably 9 or 10 or something, right?
Nissel bodies?
Oh, Nissel bodies. So, actually the Nissel bodies, and some of it may be this, but it's actually the rough endoplasmic reticulum.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
ribosomes and the rough endoplasmic reticulum. But there were some stains, and people still use Nissel stains. But after a long time, they figured out, well, that's really just the rough endoplasmic reticulum that you're staining.
Okay.
Okay?
Did
So
you
Nissel
say,
body,
did you say dendrite?
dendrites are the big extensions coming off here that are
right
specialized
here?
for getting synaptic inputs.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one,
And
12,
sitting
for
on
instance,
top of the dendrites
are the synaptic
synaptic.
end bulbs, presynaptic terminals that are making the synapses, right?
Okay.
Okay. What about this model? I want to study this. I'm
This
sorry.
is the spinal cord sitting in the vertebral foramen.
Fudge.